Have you ever noticed something unusual about the most deeply perceptive people you meet? They didn't acquire their emotional intelligence from reading books or attending expensive seminars. They developed these profound abilities because, at some point in their lives, survival demanded it. Their nervous systems were forcefully trained by unpredictable circumstances, not by personal choice. They learned to constantly read rooms, predict shifting moods, and think 10 steps ahead just to survive. Experts in psychology are now referring to this fascinating phenomenon as traumatic intelligence. If you have never heard this term before, this is exactly why you need to pay attention. Here is the psychological reality. We often assume that severe trauma only breaks and wounds people. But in many documented cases, experiencing early adversity actually sharpens the human mind. Developmental psychology reveals that children raised in highly unpredictable or emotionally volatile environments adapt quickly. They naturally develop an extreme heightened sensitivity to social cues and nonverbal human communication. Their brain structures, specifically the amygdala and prefrontal cortex, wire themselves to detect invisible threats. They catch subtle, microscopic signals that the average person completely and entirely misses. The end result is a powerful form of intelligence that is completely invisible from the outside. The first major sign is your undeniable ability to read a room before anyone speaks. You walk into a physical space and experience an immediate, quiet, internal alertness. You instantly absorb the tension in someone's shoulders or a micro-expression that flashes for a millisecond. This isn't some kind of magical, mystical intuition. It is highly advanced biological pattern recognition. Your developing brain was trained to relentlessly scan your environment for hidden emotional data. Because at some defining point in your past, that constant scanning is what kept you safe. The second clear sign is your intense attunement to the hidden needs of other people. You frequently notice when someone is secretly struggling, even when they confidently claim they are fine. You physically sense the rapid shift in their energy before they even process it themselves. Clinical psychologists refer to this specific adaptation as hyperempathy. It typically develops in individuals who grew up constantly monitoring the volatile moods of their caregivers. You learn to deeply feel the emotions of others because your physical environment absolutely required it. The third indicator is that you become an exceptional, highly strategic problem solver under extreme pressure. When everything falls apart and chaos erupts, something inside your brain goes completely calm. You don't freeze and panic like most people. Instead, you instantly adapt to the crisis. This is your nervous system executing a fascinating biological response known as stress inoculation. Your brain is perfectly calibrated to handle high-stakes emergencies because those situations were your daily normal. You step into a highly organized mental mode, identifying rapid solutions without a moment of hesitation. What the average person views as overwhelming, terrifying chaos, you simply see as a puzzle. The fourth sign is your compulsive, almost obsessive need to deeply analyze human behavior. You relentlessly dissect why people do what they do, constantly replaying past conversations in your head. You desperately search for the hidden meaning behind microscopic actions that others ignore completely. This profound psychological depth isn't just a random personality trait you were born with. It was forged by years of trying to decipher the unpredictable, erratic behavior of adults around you. You became an absolute master of human nature, because understanding people meant securing your own safety. Consequently, you can accurately predict how someone will react long before they actually do it. The fifth sign is realizing a profound truth about your own highly analytical mind. Your extreme perceptiveness, deep empathy, and overthinking are not emotional weaknesses dressed up as strengths. They are genuine, powerful cognitive adaptations showcasing how brilliantly responsive the human brain truly is. You didn't build this complex emotional intelligence out of luxury. Your environment strictly demanded it. What society unfairly labels as being too sensitive is actually your mind working flawlessly. It is working tirelessly to keep you safe and map your complex surroundings better than anyone else. The sixth indicator is your fiercely developed, almost isolating sense of intense self-reliance. You never sit around waiting for other people to magically show up and rescue you. You quietly and independently build your own solutions, which often surprises the people around you. Developmentally, this extreme self-sufficiency makes complete and total sense for your specific background. When your childhood environment lacked reliable support, your brain was forced to internalize extreme resourcefulness. Relying on others felt incredibly dangerous, so becoming fiercely competent became your only default setting. You developed a quiet, unbreakable strength that never relies on external validation or support. The seventh sign is that you feel the world with an intensity that overwhelms normal people. Music hits your soul differently. Societal injustice bothers you on a deeply visceral, physical level. Even a simple passing gesture of kindness from a total stranger can move you to tears. This profound emotional depth is a definitive, undeniable hallmark of having traumatic intelligence. Through repeated emotional activation, your brain's amygdala became permanently and highly sensitized to the world. Your emotional radar is so finely tuned that it often feels like both a miraculous gift and a heavy curse. You experience profound beauty, but you also easily absorb the exhausting weight of the world's pain. The eighth and final sign is your severe struggle to give your trust to others easily. Your personal threshold for trusting another human being is significantly higher than the average person. This isn't bitter cynicism. Cognitive psychologists actually call this highly protective mechanism adaptive skepticism. Your brain learned very early on that signals of safety and love were often dangerous traps. So it built massive, highly defensive filters to protect your emotional core from further damage. You don't hand out access to your heart easily, but when trust is finally earned, it creates a bond of loyalty that is profoundly deep, unbreakable, and fiercely unwavering.